Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to kick off our discussion on exploring the legal frameworks, procedures, and applications of Muslim personal law across diverse jurisdictions. Today's presentation is titled Understanding Muslim Law, Operations and Applications. We will be covering how Muslim law functions, its procedures, and how it is applied in different legal systems around the world. So, let's dive in and explore this fascinating subject together. This landmark legislation plays a crucial role in shaping many aspects of personal life for Muslims in India. It covers important areas such as intestate succession, which determines how property is inherited when someone passes away without a will. It also addresses marriage and the dissolution of marriage, providing legal clarity and structure. Maintenance and dower are also included, ensuring provisions for support and rights related to marriage. Guardianship, gifts, trusts, and waqfs are covered as well, reflecting the diverse aspects of personal law. Importantly, this law supersedes any conflicting customs or traditional usages, making sure that Islamic law is applied uniformly across India for Muslims in these matters. This helps create consistency and fairness in legal proceedings. The Muslim Personal Law, Shariat, Application Act of 1937 is the legal framework that mandates the application of these laws. It establishes a comprehensive system specifically for Muslims, ensuring that their personal laws are recognized and enforced within the broader Indian legal context. Overall, this act forms the foundation of Muslim law in India, guiding how personal and family matters are handled in accordance with Islamic principles. If reconciliation between the parties is unsuccessful, the court may appoint arbitrators to help facilitate the divorce process. This step is part of the arbitration process, known as Hakam, which aims to guide both sides toward an amicable resolution. Moving on, after the parties submit affidavits, the court will make a final determination regarding the divorce. This is done through a hearing, where the court reviews the affidavits and issues an order. Before reaching that stage, there is a court-supervised meeting called the Pretrial Conference, or PTC, which helps streamline the process and clarify the issues involved. Another important step is the formal notification to the other party, known as the Service of Originating Summons, or OSS. This notifies the respondent that divorce proceedings have begun. To promote cooperation, facilitated discussions or mediation sessions are often recommended. These sessions aim to help both parties reach an agreement, especially on sensitive issues like children or assets. Once the process progresses further, the divorce proceedings are formally initiated with the filing of the originating summons, which requires payment of fees. If there are minor children involved, the court mandates attendance at marriage counseling and parenting programs to ensure the children's well-being and to encourage amicable arrangements. The initial step before the formal proceedings is registration, where all necessary documents are prepared and submitted. Overall, these procedures within Singapore's Sharia Court are designed to ensure a structured, transparent, and fair process for divorce, balancing legal requirements with the need for respectful resolution. When a husband refuses to give his consent, or if the wife is unable to prove her case in court, the process involves appointing arbitrators, known as Hakam, for each party. These Hakam play a crucial role. They help facilitate the divorce process and then report back to the court for official registration. It's important to note that these proceedings are quite different from conventional court cases. They do not involve lawyers, and instead are directed by the Sharia Court president. In some situations, if the first Hakam is unable to resolve the matter or fails to act, a second Hakam can be appointed. This second arbitrator has the authority to effect the divorce even without the husband's consent, which shows how the system is designed to protect the wife's rights when necessary. However, it's key to understand that Hakam are not responsible for deciding ancillary matters like child custody or maintenance. That's a separate process. Their main role is to act as neutral arbitrators to help facilitate the divorce agreement, ensuring it's carried out according to Islamic law. This system highlights the importance of arbitration in the divorce process, emphasizing fairness and proper procedure within the framework of Sharia law. When we talk about the dissolution of marriage, it encompasses various forms that are recognized within Islamic family law. These include talaq, which is the husband's repudiation of the marriage; khula, where the wife initiates the divorce; mubarat, which is a mutual agreement to part ways; as well as illa, zihar, and li'an, each with their own specific procedures and conditions. It's important to understand that the dissolution of marriage is considered a pivotal contract in Islamic law because it not only terminates the marital relationship, but also legalizes intercourse and procreation moving forward. The concept of nikah, or marriage, is fundamental here because it establishes the legal rights and obligations between spouses. It's the foundation that supports the structure of marriage and its dissolution. When we look at the key areas of application, they mainly focus on marriage itself and its dissolution. Recognizing these forms of ending a marriage helps us appreciate the nuanced approach Islam takes in regulating family life and ensuring justice for both parties. So this slide ties into the broader theme of how Islamic law carefully balances the sanctity of marriage with the circumstances that might lead to its dissolution, always aiming for fairness and clarity in these processes. Today, I want to discuss how a deceased's property is distributed according to divinely fixed shares. This concept is rooted in a comprehensive system designed to ensure equitable wealth distribution among heirs. The idea is to create justice and fairness in inheritance matters, reflecting divine wisdom. This system is often referred to as just redistribution because it aims to allocate assets fairly based on predetermined shares. These shares are fixed by divine guidance, meaning they are set by Islamic law of inheritance, known as Ilmul Faraid. This law is meticulously guided by the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah, ensuring that the distribution aligns with divine principles. Understanding inheritance and succession in this context involves appreciating the core principles and practical applications of these divine rules. They serve as a framework to ensure that wealth is shared justly among family members, respecting both their rights and responsibilities. Ultimately, this approach highlights how divine guidance shapes our understanding of inheritance, balancing compassion, justice, and social stability. It underscores the importance of adhering to these principles to maintain harmony within the community and uphold divine wisdom in matters of wealth distribution. Now, let's talk about establishing financial responsibility for child support. This includes covering essential expenses like education, healthcare, and daily living costs. It's important to understand that the court plays a key role in deciding who will be responsible for these financial duties. Next, we have maintenance responsibility. The court will determine which parent will have physical custody of the children, always keeping the best interests of the child at the forefront. This decision isn't made lightly. It's about ensuring the child's well-being and stability. These custody and support issues usually come up after the divorce has been finalized. They help shape the future welfare of the children involved, making sure their needs are met as they grow and adapt to new family arrangements. So, in summary, these post-divorce considerations are critical. They help establish a clear framework for caring for and supporting children, which ties back to the overall goal of protecting their best interests through legal processes. The establishment of Sharia courts really signifies a recognition of the rich religious diversity present in the Philippines. It also highlights the importance of having specialized legal mechanisms that can address the unique needs of different communities within a pluralistic society. These courts are designed not just to enforce Islamic law, but to do so in a way that respects cultural sensitivities and traditions. They aim to improve the implementation of Islamic law by providing a legal framework that is culturally appropriate, yet still operates within the broader national legal system. This balance is crucial for maintaining social harmony and ensuring justice for Muslim communities. The creation of these courts was made official through Presidential Decree No. 1083, also known as the Code of Muslim Personal Laws. This decree established a dedicated judicial system for Muslim constituents, ensuring their legal needs are properly addressed. So, in the context of the Philippines, the Sharia courts and their legal frameworks are a key part of recognizing and respecting religious diversity while integrating it into the country's overall legal structure. Now, moving on to slide 9, let's discuss the expanded application of Section 2 of the Shariat Application Act. Essentially, this extension means that the Act now also covers matters like adoption, wills, and legacies, not just for adults, but also for the declarant and minor children. This broadens the scope significantly and allows for more comprehensive legal recognition within Muslim personal law. However, to invoke these provisions, individuals must satisfy certain requirements. These include verifying their Muslim identity, proving their competency to make contracts, and establishing their residency. This ensures that the declaration is valid and legitimately reflects the person's intentions. Speaking of authority verification, it's important to note that individuals can make a declaration to benefit from Muslim personal law provisions. This means people have the ability to formally declare their intentions or wishes under the law, which can be especially relevant in matters related to inheritance, guardianship, or other personal law issues. Finally, this process involves an individual declaration, essentially a formal statement made by the person to access or benefit from Muslim personal law provisions. This declaration serves as a legal instrument that aligns personal wishes with the applicable legal framework. So overall, this slide emphasizes how the law now allows for more flexible and inclusive declarations, provided the necessary verifications are in place, supporting the rights and intentions of Muslims and their families within the legal system. Now, as we look at the final slide, I want to emphasize how Muslim law demonstrates remarkable flexibility while still maintaining its core principles. It adapts to diverse legal systems around the world, ensuring relevance across different cultural and legal contexts. This adaptability is guided by religious texts like the Quran and Sunnah, along with judicial interpretation, which help preserve the religious authenticity of the system. You see, from marriage and divorce to inheritance and child welfare, Muslim law covers all major aspects of personal life. Its application is comprehensive, ensuring that all key areas are addressed within its legal framework. Moreover, it's not a static system, it's dynamic. It has established legal frameworks and procedural mechanisms that allow it to evolve with contemporary needs. This flexibility keeps it relevant and functional in different societies and changing times. In conclusion, the dynamic application of Muslim law highlights its ability to adapt globally while staying rooted in religious foundations, making it a resilient and enduring legal system.